Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you a Winnebago EKKO. This is the 22A floor plan, which means that it's built on the Ford chassis. It's different than the Mercedes version, but I'm going to give you some reasons why I actually love this one, maybe even more. I'm going to let you take a look around real quick and I'll give you some quick specs. We are built on a Ford chassis, as I said, with the EcoBoost 3.5 liter V6 engine. We have a 10-speed automatic transmission and all-around anti-lock disc brakes. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. We also have a lot of great safety features included here, including blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, tire pressure monitor, things like that. One of the biggest deals about the EKKO when this very first came out, this is one of, well, probably the only motorhome I'm aware of that can take you totally off grid and be 4 seasons. So you can take this up skiing, park it in BLM land, all kinds of different things without having to be in a campsite with neighbors. So a really great, really well insulated, really well thought out, really well designed unit. So why is that the case? Why am I saying that? One is the insulation all around. A lot of it's built in the walls, you can't see it, but some of the little things that you can see, we've got this highly insulating curtain that they include here, and that just snaps. You can see it's pretty thick. It snaps around this front cab area to keep the cold out or the heat out, whichever way you're trying to make that happen. We of course also have a darkening shade that will snap in there too when you're not worried about the weather, just to keep privacy and keep the light out when you're trying to sleep or have some wind down time. Also in this front area, we've added an entertainment center. That means we added a TV, sound bar, and then there's a Blu-ray player back here. We also have already pre-wired for a roof mount, so if you are wanting to put a Starlink or something, it's already wired for that. So just an FYI, that's already included. So take a look around the basic living area. Both of these front seats do turn around. And then we have these 2 standing seats over here with 3-point seat belts. We have a really great table that just flips up and then flips away when you're not using it. So that can be used by this person or of course these people here. And put that away. It's quite simple. And it just collapses down. There's also another spot right here for what they call a Laguna table. I have that tucked away right now because it makes getting in and out of the door a little harder, but it's stowed right behind these seats here. And I'll show you kind of the basic idea. Oh, looks like I'm stuck there. There we go. That basically is just gonna rest right here for the person sitting in this seat, or also makes a great little extension for the kitchen situation there as well. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you in this area, we have these dual pane acrylic tinted windows all the way around the coach portion of this. They're not in the cab, but everywhere else that you see windows back here, they're going to be the same design. And what's so cool about these is when you unlock them, you can actually put them at different stages. So I can make it really wide open, or I can make it just a little open all the way down to here. There's a bunch of different stages, and then you can just lock it in place. The other cool thing is it has an integrated screen and nighttime shade already in there. I love this because it doesn't make noise going down the road, and it's just so easy to use this. Then you'll see we have these little button lights around as well. We've got some great storage up here, and one of the things that stands out to me about the storage is these really, really nice hinges. They help keep this supported and up. They also are really good quality, so they're going to stand the test of time. I can't stand flimsy hinges on motorhomes because I go to show them and then the door's falling off halfway. So I appreciate that Winnebago did a really good hinge on here. And these are also self-locking, the little handles here, so I like that too. Another thing to point out is that Winnebago is very aware that we need chargers every possible location in our lives. So just as a point out, right here we have some. We also have some right next to the door. So you're going to be able to charge your devices in this living area or from the cab area as well. Moving into the kitchen, we have a nicely equipped little kitchen, another one of those cool windows, lots of natural light being let in here. Then we have a little sink here, stainless steel with a sprayer attachment. We also have a cutting board on the other side of the cover. And then we have a two burner. Whoa, I better learn how to count. 2-burner propane cooktop right here, and this is just included as a splash guard, helps it to not get on your window or your cabinet area. And then we have one more storage place right up here. Winnebago also does a really nice felt lining here to help with things not shifting, making noise, vibration, things like that. That's going to help that quite a bit as you're going down the road. And then we have a regular microwave here. And then we've got another charging place here, your 110 here and here. We've got a little drawer that right now is containing your remote controls. And then a much deeper one. And then under the cooking area, we've got a good sized one here. And you'll notice there's a water filter that's included, and that's just going to help your drinking water to taste a lot better out of the tap. Now we have one more little storage place here. You could use it as a pantry, and these shelves in here are adjustable, so you can put them at whatever height you like or just take them out completely, however that suits you. And then we have a really great refrigerator here. This is so much bigger than any van you're going to find. We have a really good sized fridge here with a nice fruit and vegetable tray, and then also a pull down door freezer here. Really, really good size for the size of this unit, which by the way is exactly 23 feet tip to tail. All right, we're going to take a look at what I call the magic bathroom. I love it when kids come to see the EKKO because this is one of the coolest bathrooms I've ever seen. So just take a peek in there right now. We have it in bathroom state right now, or loo. Obviously we have a toilet, sink, a little cabinet for storage. But when you grab onto this gray wall right here and pull, then you magically are covering up that toilet and you have just a shower. It is so much nicer to be able to shower in a space that is separated, in my opinion. I don't like the idea of showering in a wet bath. So that's that. I think that's just a really cool design. I will point out one more thing in this area is that there is a max fan here that can be open when it's raining, but that is going to be an exhaust fan that pulls air out of here very quickly. So if you come in and you've had the unit off and it's really hot in here, that's going to be your favorite helper right there. All right, moving into the back bedroom area, we have a privacy curtain included right here. A really nice, comfy mattress here. And they do include what's called a Froley system. That's basically going to act as your spring mattress, but without the space. So that's going to help make this a really nice, comfortable bed. Now, it looks like 2 twin beds, which it is right now, but this can also be set up as a king, an actual king. If you're 6'2", you can fit on this bed. You'll see that I have these extra 2 cushions here, and that is what makes it into a bigger bed. Now this piece, they were so clever and put little cup holders on it and made it hard so that you could set things like if you're watching a movie at night. This is a great place to do that. But once you flip it over, this is going to become the rest of your bed setup. All right, you can also see we have 2 huge windows in here with those same darkening shades and screens. So if you like to sleep with the door, or excuse me, the windows open, You can get quite a bit of cross breeze in here. We also have charging 110 outlet and a place to put cords through if you needed to do that. There's a little portal there. We have 2 separate reading lights that can be changed colors and moved around a little bit. And then we have these storage on both sides, and they're exactly the same. Now on this floor plan, without a pop-top sleeping area, which you can get, this one does not have it, this is where your air conditioning unit sits. So I gotta tell you, it's nice and cool back here on this very hot day, and I appreciate that. It's working great. Now under here, it's gonna be replicated on both sides, so I'm only gonna show you one, but we have a drawer on either side of this twin bed situation. And then down here, we have a hanging closet for shirts and such. So again, really well thought out. This is a 23-foot long motorhome, so I think they did a really great job with the space that they had. We do have a tankless water heater on here as well, so that means as much water as you have, you can have hot and have it quickly. Really high end. I feel like you're not worried about a 6-gallon shower because you have such a small water heater. That's not the issue on here. So really like that feature as well. And you also have a 50-gallon water tank, so you really can take a quite long shower in this. Let's check out the cab area really quick. And this is one of the things that's very different than the Mercedes, obviously. So I'm gonna just turn this, oh, I'm doing it wrong. Turn the fan down a little bit. There it is, sorry. I was pushing the wrong button. But you can see we've got this really great touchscreen up here. You've got your navigation here. You have the ability to use Apple CarPlay or Samsung. Connect your phone to this. And then we have a lot of those safety features are in here as well. Like I was talking about lane assist and tire pressure monitoring. That can all be done right here. This is a gas gas engine. So one of the things that some people prefer is that you don't have to worry about diesel prices, diesel maintenance, all of that. This is a Ford gas engine. Very, very easy to find someone to work on it or even do the work yourself. So I really appreciate that about this. Front area is quite comfortable. I will tell you that the seats are manual. They are not an electric. They are not heated. They're a little bit more simple, but again, for the Ford, you're just gonna have so much easier time getting service done. So I love this. Now let's talk about driving this. This is one of my favorite units to drive, and I have to tell you, time and time again, people tell me how surprised they are when they do drive it, that it's zippy. It has great acceleration, handles really well. Fuel mileage is pretty good. We're talking 12 to 15 miles per gallon. So for a motorhome, that's really quite good. We also have power windows, power locks. We have auto rain sensing, wipers, and just a very comfortable area up here. So those are some of the things I appreciate about the Ford. Again, I don't mean to slam the Mercedes, but there are definitely benefits to owning a Ford. Mainly the serviceability of this. The other thing that I didn't mention is that I really wanted to show a Ford version today because we have them marked down incredibly low. I can't quote the number on the video, but you can call me and I'd be happy to work a deal with you. You won't believe how low of a price we're getting these, and that's because we got a great deal from Winnebago. Bought quite a few at the same time, and we have some with different options. For example, that pop-top sleeping area. This one that we're looking at today has a generator and a lithium battery. There are options to change that up if that's not your preference. I happen to think it's a really good balance. Just in case one happens to have an issue, you're going to have the other one to fall back on. So really quickly at the door here, we have a couple panels here. We have our solar charge controller, and just so you know, this unit includes 455 watts of solar. And then we have a great little system here where we can check how are my battery levels, how are my tank levels, my water pump, and I can turn my generator on and off from just that button right there. All right, I think we're ready to go check out the outside. One thing real quick is this screen door is very, very clever as well. Of course, it does shut off that to keep the bugs out, but this is doggy proof. So there's an actual screen on the other side that's just what you would find in a home, but this is actually metal coated with some kind of a plastic or something, but it's really going to help your dogs not be able to run through that. So you've got a really substantially stout screen door there. We also have powered steps. So when you open the door, these will come out for you. And then once you put the RV into drive, it will automatically retract those steps. Unless you turn off the step, there is a button control for that, which I just did. So it shouldn't go in this time unless I did it wrong. Oh, I did it wrong. It's probably because the engine's running. Anyway, let's get a look at the outside storage here. This is our first, which is actually very, very large in my opinion. And something to note is the doors on this are really, really well insulated. So I'm going to have you take a peek at the thickness of this. This is a heavy door and it's full of insulation in there. So that's one of the reasons that this is able to be called a 4-season unit. We have some 110 plugs right here, and then right here we have a place to put a cable. If you're at an RV park and they have cable already, you can hook up there. Here we have, this is the back of your Truma tankless water heater system. So that panel is there in case you need to winterize or work on that for any reason. And then here, one of my other favorite features of this unit is that you can pop these propane tanks out and just replace them at, say, Home Depot or a grocery store even. You can just swap them out rather than having to find a place to fill them up. This is 8 gallons total of propane. And then right below we have a quick connect, which if you have a barbecue grill or something, it'll just feed straight out of these tanks and fuel that for you. Now we get to the garage. This thing is amazing, so well designed. They made it so that people who are bringing bikes along or kayaks, things like that, have plenty of room to do so. We have a place that you can hang 50 pounds on both sides. There's doors on both sides of these, so you can utilize both of those. We also have a mat that you can take out and spray it off if it gets dirty. And then we also have the ability to tie things down with this great track here. It's also on the ceiling on both sides, and they did include some clips for that as well. I just wanted you to see there's lights on both sides, heat in here as well, and then more power outlets. I wanted you to see real quick this box right here. This is a blow-up mattress basically that goes across the front seats. So when you take the front driver and passenger seat and you face them toward each other, you can lay this blow-up mattress across there. It really, I think a smaller child could sleep there and probably really enjoy it, but it's only the width of the van, so you have to remember that's how long that can be utilized for, but it's a great way to have an extra bed come along with you really easily. Obviously this is another door just for access to that garage area. And tucked underneath here we have a 5,000-pound towing hitch. It is pretty well hidden, but it is definitely usable if you wanted to tow a vehicle, a boat, anything like that. Then we have a ladder so you can get up and check your air conditioner, solar panels, things like that. Make sure there's no debris up there, that everything is sealed and working properly. One more access to that same garage area, and you can see there are some extra hoses and parts back there for you to use. This is your 30 amp cord if you were to want to plug in to get some power, and then you have a dumping hose over there and a sprayer hose here as well. This is housing what's called the bat wing awning. It's a manual awning that you can pull out if you needed to wash your dogs or work on your bikes, things like that outside. It's just a really great shaded area. It actually goes all the way to the back of the coach here. And if you're curious about that, that's interesting to you, I can send you pictures of that. I also did another video where I put it out and put it back in, and you can see how long that took me. It wasn't very long at all, but I'm happy to send that to you, just ask. All right, over here, this is gonna be your water bay. So you can see we have an external shower. They do a very, very simple system here, so you know how to winterize it, how to fill it, things like that. You just are gonna move your knobs to the correct positions. It's very, very easy to follow. There's a light tucked back here, as well as a light on the outside here you could turn on if you needed to. And then this is a heating vent to keep this whole area nice and warm. And then your gray tank dump is right there. You might be wondering, for those of you who are more experienced motorhomers, where's my black tank drain? Well, this doesn't have a black tank per se. It has a cassette toilet, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Right here we have an external port if you wanted to add another solar panel. The reason you'd want to do that is if you were under trees or something like that and you wanted to be able to point it to a place that was getting a lot of sun. That's what you would do with that one. This is where you would put in that 30 amp hookup. We do have dual tires in the back here, so that's really going to help you get more traction. And then right here we have your Awning quiet gas. That means it's going to be pulling from the fuel tank of the Ford, not from your propane. So 2,800 watts again for that generator. And because we have the generator opted in, we have one lithionics battery. That is a 320 amp lithionic battery there. There is an option on the EKKO to delete the generator completely, and then you would get a double the size lithionic battery in there. As I said before, I think it's smart to have one of each just in case. You never know what's going to happen. I think I already mentioned we do have a second alternator in that engine compartment as well. So when you're driving down the road, that's definitely going to be charging your battery. All right, so the cassette toilet, it's basically a little suitcase. This is only going to be holding the contents from the toilet being flushed. So it holds up to 5 gallons. It can be dumped very easily here. And it seals really, really well from the inside of here. So the toilet actually is attached to this part. It opens the door and it's sealed really well. So you're not going to be smelling it, things like that. And there are little things that you can do to keep it smelling great, but really easy to use. The reason they went with this is because if you are off grid, out in the middle of nowhere, you might not have a dump station available to take your gray and your black contents to. You might need to put it in a porta potty or whatever it is that you're going to do. I don't really need to go into that much more, but it gives you freedom, and that's the point. So I think that's just about it for this EKKO. There are some really great things about this that I love. I think it's really easy to use. I think it's really designed well, but also it's not complicated either. So if you're a first timer or you just don't want to fuss with things breaking or being hard to figure out, this is a great unit for you. Again, my name is Teresa Crawley. Please ask for me by name at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado, and have a great rest of your day.